Welcome to Dr. Fred Markets. This is not financial advice. While most people scroll past the noise, a few take the time to understand what's really going on. Finance, crypto, artificial intelligence, this is where it all connects. You made the right choice being here. Let's dive in.
You're getting poorer watching sports while rich people lease the athletes. S&P today, 745, up 0.39%. Boring, safe, comfy. Meanwhile, Spurs Thunder. Wembanyama drains a half-court buzzer beater like it's a layup. That shot alone will live on every highlight reel for a decade. Emotion jackpot. Now zoom out. The average NBA franchise is up roughly 10x since 2000. The Spurs sold for $76 million in the 90s. Today they're valued around $3 billion. That's not fandom, that's a compound interest chainsaw. Kyle Busch gets tributes at NASCAR. David Malukas misses an Indy 500 win by 0.2233 seconds. You see Heartbreak. Owners see turnstiles, media rights, sponsors, and global merch. While you rage bet parlays, they print recurring revenue. Here's the punchline. The S&P's plus 0.39% today is nothing compared to what franchise values did while you argued GOAT rankings on Twitter for 20 years. So here's the cliffhanger. There is a legal way for a regular person to become a tiny, microscopic co-owner of this circus without dropping $1 billion on a team, and almost nobody uses it. Let's connect the dots. Sports franchises have 3 cheat codes the average stock never gets: regulated scarcity, irrational demand, and a global media megaphone. There are only 30 NBA teams, 32 NFL, 30 MLB. You can spin up a new SaaS company in a weekend. You cannot spin up a new Yankees. That scarcity gives owners permanent pricing power. Now layer demand. Wembanyama hits a half-quarter and millions of kids just emotionally signed a 20-year loyalty contract with the Spurs brand. Kendall Jenner has dinner with Jacob Elordi and the internet melts. Humans are wired for idols and tribes. Sports weaponize that wiring. 82 games a year, plus playoffs, plus jerseys, plus video games, plus streaming. Then media. Leagues don't just play games, they auction attention. The NFL pulls in media deals north of $10 billion a year. The NBA is about to renegotiate into the stratosphere because live sports are the last thing keeping cable and streaming from total collapse. Every record-beating race, every buzzer beater, every tribute becomes monetizable footage. So why are franchise owners getting rich silently? Because you interact at the wrong layer. You buy beer, betting slips, and jerseys. They own the cash machine selling you that identity. Here's the one mechanism you never learn on ESPN. You can piggyback on this without being a billionaire or a Saudi fund. Public equity pools. Look at companies like Madison Square Garden Sports, MSG Sports. It owns stakes in the Knicks and Rangers. You're not buying a ticket. You're buying slivers of franchise economics, media rights, sponsorships, and the slow, relentless creep of valuations. Look at Liberty Media's tracking stocks tied to Formula One. People watch F1 for the drama of a 0.02-second pit stop. Liberty sells that drama to broadcasters, sponsors, and hospitality packages priced like small mortgages. You, as a minority shareholder, sit way in the back of the bus, but you're still on the bus.
Let's pause for a second. Ask yourself this. Do you really understand what's happening in the markets right now? Do you know how this affects your money, your savings, your future? Most people don't, and that's exactly why you're here. Let's keep going.
No, you're not getting owner's box perks. You're getting exposure to the one asset class that has quietly outpaced the boring index you worship because it feeds directly on emotion, status, and global scarcity. Here's what this means for you. You don't need to guess the winner of the Indy 500. You need to own the track. Index funds are great, but they bury these sports assets inside a 500-stock stew. If your real edge is that you actually understand fan culture, then stop being just a customer and start being an investor in the operators. 3 concrete steps. 1. Map the sports ecosystem. Look up publicly traded entities tied to leagues, MSG Sports, Liberty Media's F1, big apparel sponsors, media platforms with major rights deals. Make a watch list, not a parlay slip. 2. Track the real driver, media and licensing revenue per league, not just ticket sales. When the next Wembanyama-level star detonates global attention, follow which corporate entities actually own the rights to that spectacle. That's where the money compounds. 3. Size it like a vice, not a religion. If you're dropping $100 to $200 a month on streaming, bets, bar tabs to watch the game, consider redirecting a slice into fractional ownership of the circus itself. Same emotional hobby, upgraded position on the cap table. This is not financial advice. This is basic power dynamics. Athletes win games. Owners win decades. Fans donate. You choose which role you want on your balance sheet. And if you say, Fred, I'm not rich, I can't buy a team, perfect. The public markets already sliced the empire into bite-sized pieces for you. You don't need the whole stadium. You just need a few bricks in the ecosystem that shovels cash through that stadium every season. Your buddy flexes a 10-leg parlay that died on a backup point guard missing a free throw. You quietly flex a boring ETF that holds the parent company of the network that broadcast that miss to 8 million people. He's praying for a miracle. You're collecting a dividend. So here's your homework. Pull your last 90 days of sports spend from your bank statement. Count every streaming app, every sportsbook deposit, every jersey, every let's just grab wings for the game. That's your existing allocation to spectator mode. Now ask, what percentage of that could have been an ownership claim instead? Not in some meme ticker, but in the boring, unsexy corporate scaffolding that cashes checks every time Fandom flares up. Maybe it's 10%. Maybe it's 30%. The number matters less than the muscle you're building, the habit of routing emotion-driven dollars toward asset-driven outcomes. Because in this arena, the game is rigged in plain sight. Rights fees escalate, franchise values grind higher, media packages get renegotiated, usually upward. The only real question is whether you insist on staying a paying participant or quietly graduate to getting paid. You don't need to quit being a fan. You just need to stop being only a fan. This is not financial advice. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel and check the links in the first comment below.
That's a wrap for today on Dr. Fred Markets. I hope this gave you something to think about, a new angle, a clearer picture, a better question to ask. Remember, this is not financial advice. Do your own research, always. If this video added value to your day, subscribe. It's free, it takes 2 seconds, and it's the best way to support this work and keep it free for everyone. You'll also find every video as a full article on the blog, drfredmarkets.com, and the newsletter is in the bio. I'm Dr. Fred Markets. See you in the next one.